What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another story time with Patriot Comics. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video. So I have a little bit of a story for you. I never like to talk negative here on the channel, but I just want to give you my perspective and my experience once again. So I just went to a local comic book and collectible show. I'm not even really going to call it a comic book show. It had a little mix of everything. There were some comic vendors. There was toy vendors, trading cards, coins, antiques, other random stuff, arts and crafts type things. If you were just going to walk around and to just look around and check stuff out, and maybe you're into, just kind of browsing and seeing what people have to offer, it's a fun show. But if you're going there to find comic books or vintage toys or trading cards, vintage cards, non-sport cards, like I was, it wasn't the best show. I was just very disappointed. Normally this show is free entry. This time I showed up and it was a $10 entry fee, which I was, kind of taken back a little bit at first. But whatever, I'll pay $10. It's no big deal. It is a little high for a smaller scale show, but it's in a tourist area. I'm sure, they definitely did well with their attendance, charging for attendance. But, so I wasn't excited about the $10 entry fee. And then I go in and I did see a handful of comic book vendors. I walked in, there was maybe one or two up front, and then there were like two or three other vendors towards the back of the room. And, I flipped through the one vendor. It was, he had dollar books. He actually had 50-cent books, or 3 for $1, which, of course, that's a great deal. But it was all 90s independent stuff, and 90s DC stuff. Kind of a lot of the stuff that not many people want. So whatever, no big deal. I didn't buy anything, no big deal. His prices were absolutely fair. Buying a comic like that for less than 50 cents is a great price. Then there was another vendor there who had I guess he owned a comic book shop because he had just boxes of new comic book day books for sale at cover price. So that was kind of interesting. I don't normally see that at conventions. So, of course, I wasn't really into that either. And then I did see another vendor who I actually see at a lot of local shows. And he's got good keys on his wall. He had a lot of dollar bins. But just the dollar bin stuff, once again, was just absolute dollar bin. You weren't going to find any gems in there. You weren't really going to find anything worth more than $1. So, whatever. I love digging, but it's fun to dig when you might find something that may be worth $3, $5, $10, $20 if you're lucky. So that's kind of the fun of digging through dollar bins, but all his dollar bins were, just very, not so sought after books, just a lot of fluffy run filler stuff, but no big deal. I'm not talking bad against any of that. That's fine. People still need run filler. People still, enjoy certain types of books and collect runs, and, it's awesome. But for me personally, I was just kind of disappointed because I'm looking for, stuff that I want. I'm looking for, certain types of books that I collect. So then there was one other vendor. There was one more vendor that had a small amount of comics, a couple like random keys just like laid out on top of his table, not on a shelf or anything, just like laid out flat on the table. And then he had a bunch of like trading cards and other like toys, but everything was like, I don't even know, 300% more than fair market value. The prices were just like triple, quadruple, what you would normally see on eBay or at a comic book shop or at any other normal vendor. So unfortunately, he had a couple cool books, but like something that you would normally just go on eBay and buy for $30, he had priced at like $130. or something, or $200 for a $40 book. It was crazy. So that was discouraging. I want to buy something, but I'd love to add some more books to the collection, but I can't afford, or I don't want to pay these crazy prices. And then one more vendor, which actually was the save all for this show. He had a whole bunch of dollar bins, which actually had some great stuff in them. And then he had some like $3 books or 2 for $5. So that was great. I ended up picking up some stuff. Not too much, really. I bought a couple of his $3 books and a couple dollar bin books, and that's it. But the whole point of the story is that, I feel like I've been going to a lot of shows, at least locally, that are just really disappointing. And, I miss going to those shows where the inventory is good and people price things like accordingly. You find books you want, but then you find out that the guy wants like triple of what they sell for, even on eBay. So it gets frustrating. So I'm just curious if any of you out there go to shows or have comic book shops or wherever you buy your books, whether it's comics or vintage toys or trading cards or really any kind of collectibles. Have you been experiencing people that are stuck in like, the 2020, 2021 boom pricing for collectibles? I feel like a lot of people are still stuck in that habit. Probably most likely because they bought into a lot of this stuff way too much, and now they're kind of paying for it. With the pricing has dropped significantly. So, they're kind of they're losing money if they don't sell for these high prices, but no one's going to buy anything. So you might as well just take the loss. At least that's what I do as a seller. If I buy something for too much, I'll try my best to sell it for at least what I paid for. And then if I can't even get that, I'll just take the loss and get it out and get some new stuff in that I got for a good deal. That's good business strategy. But I don't know. Have you seen this at your shows or comic shops or wherever you buy stuff? I'm just curious. I just had a really bad experience with this particular show, as well as a lot of local shows that I've been going to. There's not many that are like less than an hour from where I live. So there's a couple, and fortunately there is one coming up that I'll be selling at, which is awesome. That actually is a great show, and I buy a lot there. Like all the vendors are typically well priced, except for a few of them which are stuck in 2021 boom pricing. But that's another story. And but yeah, so I'll have probably a good experience at that next show. So I'll let you know about that, how that all goes. Like I said, I'm selling there, but I'm always buying too. But let's stop rambling. I did have a decent time. I saw a good friend of mine. Shout out to Kevin over at TR Collectibles. Awesome dude. Check him out on Whatnot. I did meet him over there at this show down in Wildwood, New Jersey. And, we at least we got to dig through bins together and chit chat and all that good stuff. But I just kind of had a bad experience at this particular show and some of the other shows I've been to lately as well. But I did buy a few things, so let's get into the haul. So first off, in the dollar bins from this one particular vendor, I did find some cool magazines, like this one here, Punisher Magazine, issue number 2. I actually don't own any of these Punisher magazines. I'm a huge fan of collecting vintage magazines, especially Marvel and Warren magazines, a lot of the horror stuff. But anytime I find these Marvel mags for cheap, I will pick them up, especially for $1. Number 2, awesome painted cover. I mean, you really can't go wrong. Really fun reads as well. This one's in decent shape. I mean, it's got some wear, but it's not horrible. Definitely worth $1. I also found issue number 5, which is not too bad at all. This one's a little bit lower grade, but also, just a really cool cover. And like I said, you can't go wrong with these Punisher magazines. I think they're awesome. And last dollar bin find was, yeah, you guessed it, another Punisher magazine, issue number 3. Unfortunately, this one had some water damage. It had, I guess, another piece of a book, like a back cover or a sticker or something stuck to it. But it was in a dollar bin. Honestly, I'm just going to read it and enjoy the magazine. This is not like something super collectible. So can't go wrong with a couple cool dollar bin finds. So next up, we have a handful of books that I pulled out of this vendor's $3 bin. And like I mentioned earlier, they were $3 each, or they were 2 for $5. So I got a nice even stack and, got them for $2.50 a piece. So all these books are actually the same title. As you see, they are Jonah Hex from DC Comics Volume 1 from the Bronze Age. I really enjoy this run. Jonah Hex is probably my favorite DC character, if you did not know that. I love Westerns, and I just really enjoy this. He's kind of like, he's creepy, he's, Wild West stories, and I mean, it's just a really, really great run. And after I show you these books, I'm actually going to show you something I did not buy at this convention that I bought later on, but we'll get to that in just a moment. It's related to all these. So first off, we have Jonah Hex, issue number 20, and all these books are in pretty decent grade. I'm working on this run. There's a handful of books that I still need, so I was just grabbing everything that he had that I needed for the run. So issue 20, really cool, like stagecoach cover with the horses. Very cool. Also picked up issue number 33. Decent shape, couple spine ticks, but this is just to fill out my run. Another 40-cent DC Jonah Hex. Can't go wrong. They all have actually pretty cool covers. This one's got a great cover. This is issue 36. This one's in really nice shape. Really cool cover with the lady in the red dress. Can't go wrong with that. So that's issue 36. And next we have issue 37. We got Jonah going over the waterfall in a canoe. Pretty awesome. And then we have issue number 51. Pretty cool cover. This one's featuring Batlash. Got a little Wild West showdown going on. Jonah got shot in the arm. Crazy. Who knows what's going on? This one's a really cool cover as well. I love the yellow background. This is issue number 69. And just a crazy, Native Americans going after Jonah here with their knives. Cool looking cover. And issue number 71. This is a great cover where he's, blasting from under the table. His steak is going everywhere. What a waste of a T-bone. But cool cover, issue 71. This one's in really nice shape. And the last one here is issue number 77. He's got his Gatling gun in the bell tower. Really, really cool. So a couple Jonah Hex books to add to my collection. Like I said, only $2.50 a piece, which I thought was a decent price. Normally I buy these anywhere from like $3 to $5, maybe $10 at the most in high grade. They're not like super, expensive books, which is great. There's no big keys in this run. I mean, the issue number 1 maybe sells for like $15. So, it's not an expensive run, and there's only a handful of issues. I think maybe 80 something or 90 something issues. So not too bad at all to collect. But I picked up a Grail, a holy grail when it comes to comic book collecting in general, and of course to my personal collection. I actually mentioned this one in a video not too long ago, that I really wanted to pick this particular book up in 2025. So this year, it's not even February yet. It's still the first month of the year, and I picked it up. Let's take a look. And the book we're talking about is, of course, this one here, All-Star Western, issue number 10, the first appearance of Jonah Hex. In one of my not too long ago videos, I picked up All-Star Western 11, the second appearance of Jonah Hex. I picked that one up down in Houston, Texas at a local comic book shop. But I really have been wanting this book for a really long time, and I finally pulled the trigger, and I actually bought this off of eBay because I think the price was really, just a really great price. I'll tell you that in just a second. As you see, it is an All-Star Western, CGC graded in a 5.5 off-white pages, presents really well. It's got a little bit of chew down in this corner, a little chipping, and then a little issue with the staple there. Unfortunately, I hate when that happens. Some of the paper is coming off down there. Just makes it look ugly. But this is actually in like a brand new slab. Really nice, clean slab. This just a key that I've been wanting forever. One of my favorite DC character of all time, really. I mean, I know I really like Batman, but I mean, Jonah Hex, I think, is the man. Just a really, really cool book here from 1972. It's a square-bound book, and this 5.5, I think, presents really well. It's got a little bit of tanning going on, but I just really wanted this book, and I saw it on eBay. It was priced at $350, and then I put it on my favorites list, and then the seller gave me or sent a offer, like a discount offer, for $300. Plus, I think it was like $14 shipping, and then of course I had to pay tax. So I think I paid like $330 maybe for this book, something like that. Less than $350. And honestly, I just think it's awesome. I am super excited to finally have this book. It's I mean, it's a cool cover, walking through the saloon doors with the shadows and all the guys pointing their guns. But a first appearance of one of my favorite characters, and I'm just more than happy to finally have this book. All right, everybody, so that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed my long-winded story. Hopefully that wasn't too annoying, and then hopefully you enjoyed my little mini haul, and a incredible book that I just picked up and added to my PC. Really excited about that. So that's the video for today. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, follow me on Instagram and whatnot, and here on YouTube and all that fun stuff. And of course, as always, I'll see you on the next one.